Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Hannah, and we go ahead and we talk about every boudoir here. But along with that, we also talk about confidence. We talk about empowerment and just being you, whatever that looks like for you. So what I wanted to start off with today is talking about the one thing that I hear at the studio all the time from women, which is that they cannot do a boudoir session until they lose weight. And it's until I lose the 10 pounds, until I lose the 20 pounds, until I lose the 30 pounds, whatever, right? That is my number one thing that women decide to use to not book their shoot. And I want to lovingly, but firmly call complete bullshit on it. And so I know this is going to sound crazy, but we all know the problem is not the number on the scale. We know that the number on the scale is a scapegoat. So I want you to really hear this, and I'm sure that you've heard this a lot, but I'm going to repeat ideas back to you so it hopefully sticks a little bit, which is that our weight does not define our confidence, but not only does it not define our confidence, it doesn't define who we are as people. It doesn't define your history, your strength that your body carries, your life in general. And just because you aren't where you think that you need to be able to be seen doesn't mean that that's true. And so we can all have things that we want to work on. I can say that I want to work on losing weight, and that's fine, but that doesn't mean that I am not worthy of having my photos taken or being able to see myself in photos. That doesn't mean that I should take it and take this moment in hand, not represent myself, not show up just because I'm pounds overweight or not exactly where I want to be. The thing with this too is that if confidence came from weight loss, all of our skinny friends would feel amazing in their skin and amazing in their bodies. And we know that that's just not true. I'm sure we have many people who are what we would consider, oh my God, I would love to have your body. And then you talk to them, and I literally had a lady who didn't like her elbows. There's always something, right? And so I think that taking that perspective and really digging deep and trying to figure out why you don't want to be seen. I want to share something personal because this isn't something that I just talk about. It's something that I have lived, and it's something that if you guys are part of my email group, you've probably read my story before, but which is that I was a super chubby kid. I was around 200 pounds at 13 years old. I ended up getting a personal trainer, and then I ended up losing the weight. I was about 15, 16, and then I lost all the weight. I was 16 years old. And then from 16 to 22, I had an extreme eating disorder. I had bulimia, I had all the things, binge eating, all that stuff, right? And from 16 to 22, I was at my most fit, my most skinny. I was 130 pounds. First off, still didn't like myself, right? Still didn't think I was good enough. Still had no self-esteem. And second off, I didn't find confidence. I just found control. I just had control of something finally. And so at 22, I ended up on my own. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not gonna throw up anymore. And I still struggled with till now. I'm 31 years old and I still struggle a little bit. I have my good days and I have my bad days, but it doesn't define who I am. 22-year-old Hannah was miserable, and she didn't feel powerful and didn't feel really at home in her own skin. Whereas 31-year-old Hannah has had 2 babies. I'm 193 pounds right now. I literally just had my second baby 8 weeks ago, and it clicked for me that it was never about the weight. It was that I've always felt very disconnected from my body. And let me tell you, nothing sucks more than watching Instagram bounce back culture where you're like, oh my God, this lady, good for her. That's amazing that she was able to bounce back and get her dream body at 6 weeks postpartum. But it's not the normal per se, or not even the normal. It's not a reality for a lot of women. And so I don't hate on that woman at all. I am so happy for her, but it's also like I need to take it with a grain of salt and realize that that's not always going to be, not everything on Instagram is real for you. just because she has that doesn't mean that you will have that. And she might be potentially telling you that if you do X, Y, and Z, you'll get it back. And you can be doing X, Y, and Z and you won't get it back. And that's okay, because we all know we're all different, right? And we all know that what matters is really what's on the inside. And I want to be very clear here too. Self-love does not mean that you stop caring about your health. There's two extremes to this. There's the I don't give a crap, I'm going to eat whatever I want. We all are going to die someday, whatever. And then there's the I want to make sure that I look absolutely perfect. I can't step outside without looking perfect. I can't let anybody see me. I don't want to be seen unless I look a certain way. And we can meet ourselves somewhere in the middle. It doesn't mean that we give up on nourishment. It doesn't mean that we give up on movement, be healthy enough to be able to have movement. I'm very honest with myself. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for myself now. So I know that I'm 193 pounds right now. I would like to comfortably sit around 150, and I'm happy with that. That's real. It's self-awareness and not self-hatred. And I'm going to work to get there, but I'm going to do it safely and securely, and I'm going to make sure that I'm doing it the right ways where I still am taking care of myself and I don't hate myself. And if you told me tomorrow, hey, you can go ahead and book your boudoir shoot, I would still do it. Or book a shoot, it doesn't have to say boudoir, but I would still go ahead and do it because I'm not afraid of being seen at this point in my life and where I'm at right now. The difference now is this, that I do not withhold love. I do not withhold confidence or joy from myself till I get to 150 pounds. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be confident and love myself and enjoy myself, right? And I don't want to withhold my happiness, which circles back. That is really what boudoir is all about, right? It's not pretending that we don't have insecurities, because we all have insecurities, but it's showing up anyways, even though you're nervous, even though you're scared, even though you don't think you're going to be perfect, even though I have ladies that are like, oh, I ate breakfast, so therefore I'm a little chubby right now to take photos. That's BS, right? That is so stupid if you really think about it. Boudoir is just about saying that this is my body, this is my story, and I refuse to hate myself from what I'm becoming. You don't even have to love yourself. I'm not even asking you to love yourself. I'm asking you to start talking to yourself and figuring out why, and maybe start to like yourself, or maybe just be neutral with yourself. You don't need to love and you don't need to hate. We are just here, and be a little neutral for a while until you can work you a little bit harder and have a little bit more growth. I'm just asking for you to take a deeper look and a deeper dive, and the negativity and the talking that you do to yourself, figure out where did it stem from, why is it there, and how we can reduce that noise a little bit and think with a little bit more clarity. Because at the end of the day, confidence does not come from shrinking your body. It comes from owning yourself and what you are telling yourself. We've been taught that we need to be fixed before we are seen, that we need to earn confidence by suffering first. And a side question to this that I'm sure everybody has heard, but would you tell your best friend that she's not allowed to feel sexy or powerful or seen until she lost weight? We all know that answer. No, we would never say that unless you're an asshole. You would never say that to your friend, right? And so, of course, you wouldn't talk to yourself that way. So why would you talk to yourself that way? Because it's very easy for us to self-deprecate and for us to self-hate. It's a lot easier to do that than do the inner work. Your boudoir session isn't for some future you, right? It's not for the woman who exists in the future. It is for the woman who exists now, who has lived, who has loved, who has struggled, and who has grown. And that is what we are documenting. It's this moment right now. If you are waiting for the perfect body, it will probably never happen. And it's so relative to each person. Everyone is so different. So if you keep waiting for the perfect body, your goalpost is just going to keep moving forever. Boudoir is trying to stop that cycle. It is asking you to stand still for a moment and say, I am worthy of being seen right now. And so if you have been telling yourself that you need to lose weight before you book a session, let this be your permission slip. Don't wait. Do it unsure. Do it imperfect. Do it anyway. You are not your weight. You are not a number. And you're not a before photo. You are worthy. You are powerful. And you are enough. If this hits home, send it to a woman who needs to hear it. Send it to your friend. And if you've been on the fence about a boudoir session, consider this your sign. Say yes to the shoot. Say yes to yourself.